Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of the Grimaldo Group, where we love helping families create wealth through home ownership. And with us today is a special guest, Sergio Rodriguez from Guaranteed Rate. He's a well-seasoned and experienced lender and is here with us today. And we're going to talk real estate, but more specific about the lending side. As many of you know, and maybe some of you do not know, when it comes to buying real estate, if you're not buying cash, then you most likely will need to speak to a lender, because it's just not going out there with a realtor looking for a home to buy. If you don't have a pre-qualification letter in hand to go along with the offer itself, well, it's kind of like having a gun, which is the offer, without bullets. The bullets is that pre-qualification letter. And then one of the things that is happening today, as many of you have heard, because it's been bombarded left and right, the news outlets have taken care of that, is the interest rates. And as Sergio and I were talking offline, we were discussing how people focus so much on the interest rates and fail to realize that there are a lot of opportunities in a market such as today. Now, Sergio, how are you today?
I'm really good. I'm really happy my Cowboys won yesterday, so I'm happy about that.
I could tell you got the polo on. But you're not from Texas, right?
I'm not. I'm from California. You know, the Cowboys had a training camp in Thousand Oaks for years, and you know, Southern California is one of the places that they market very well.
Well, it's all about marketing, is it not?
It is.
So that's a lesson learned for many of us. And going to specifics about lending or mortgage lending, what can you tell us? What does Guaranteed Rate bring to the table?
Well, Guaranteed Rate brings to the table a platform, right? A platform of products, right? Mm-hmm. Many products that can help a buyer make a more strong offer, right? A stronger offer. And what do I mean by that is, you know, we have products where you mentioned pre-qualification. Mm-hmm. There's something called a pre-approval. We call it power bid. That's our marketing name for it. But power bid means that when you make a bid, it has power behind it.
Wow.
And how do you do that? Is the loans are submitted to our underwriting team that will completely approve it conditionally on getting the house.
Which carries more weight than a pre-qualification, does it not?
Exactly.
So when the seller, on the seller side, that listing agent sees that, it carries weight to compare if there are other offers. Hey, this is a solid offer here based on the finances, is it not?
It is. It's really like making an offer with gold or silver.
Okay.
Right? So when you present gold, it's probably more valuable than presenting silver, which the pre-qualification that most lenders, almost all lenders, will give you is silver, right? And Guaranteed Rate has the power bid, which what we do is we transform the silver into gold.
So it's
to give you more power.
Or referred to power bid.
Power bid.
I like that.
Right.
It sounds powerful.
It doesn't, you know, other things that, you know, that Guaranteed Rate offers, we introduced the digital application. So speed, right? You can apply within minutes, right? We can, once we have all your documentation, we can quickly get you the power bid. If you're a W-2 borrower with no rental income or you're not self-employed, we can submit your loan once you get your contract through something called Fast Track, where they can clear your file in 1 day.
This is all very important for those that are considering buying a property, a house. Not only do you need to have a proactive real estate agent on your side, but you should also consider getting a proactive lender on your side. And if that lender is working in unison with your realtor, now you have a dream team working on your behalf. Isn't that your experience? Because when I work out there and I'm in the trenches and I have someone on the lending side that's in the trenches with me, and is able to answer phone calls, emails, even if it's a Saturday, Sunday, holiday, there's exceptions, of course. But for the most part, when you have people working on your behalf that are willing to go above and beyond, that makes a world of a difference. It makes a winning team.
It really does. And again, we focus on quality and speed and really adding value to the consumer, which is, everybody applying, and also our realtors, right? Our real estate partners, because if we make their job easier, they have more time to look for more homes and give the consumer more value as well. So it's a combination.
Because in the escrow process, once you come across a house and you place an offer accompanied with that pre-approval or pre-qualification letter, whatever the case may be, once the offer gets accepted, the objective is to know as much as possible beforehand that this is a strong offer accompanied by a strong financing. When you have a lender that's just hitting the surface regarding your finances, and when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, right to closing, and the underwriter starts digging and researching and putting stuff together to tell you you're not going to get this house because you're not going to get final approval, it's heartbreaking. So it's incumbent on our clients to consider getting a seasoned, experienced, not only realtor, of course, but to lender, to look at things in advance before they even happen. Right, Sergio?
That's the key. That's how we make your. That's how we make your pre-qualification silver into a pre-approval gold. Right.
Beautiful.
We look at everything in advance before you start dreaming and before you start shopping.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's very important to, once you have a contract, to close a loan as quickly as possible and as seamlessly as possible.
Yes.
So seamless is the word.
Very important. And then when we mentioned interest rates, we also, I think it's important to understand how the market works. I mean, I had a house that had 3.2 in San Diego, maybe 4.5 years ago. I think it was 4.5, 5 years ago. Could be more. But I had 3.2. I was happy, right? Everyone's happy. You're in the threes. Then when I came out to Arizona, bought a brand new house. It was under construction. And when it comes to closing, well, I got stuck with a 4.6. The rates had gone up. I still bought the house, thankfully, thank God. I still qualified and I was able to focus on the mortgage payment. And I got the house. I got the house when the rates had gone up. Therefore, the prices were not increasing at a rapid pace. They were, the normal 3, maybe 5% per year. But then as time went by, the interest rates dropped again, and they were able to get me a 2.8 when I refinanced the house that I had originally purchased at 4.6. So what I'm trying to explain here, right now, the opportunities are abundant, where when you were last year in the frenzy, it was very difficult for FHAs, for VA buyers to compete because people were throwing money at houses because everyone was focused on the low interest rates. Whereas today you can potentially get concessions or gifts in the negotiation. I'm going to buy this house, but what can that seller provide me so I can really be enticed to purchase this house? Okay. And you can get potentially your closing costs covered and maybe even a rate buy down. Can you explain rate buy downs, Sergio?
A rate buy down is a temporary reduction in interest rate. It could be 1, 2, or 3 years, depending on the negotiation with the seller, right? Mm-hmm. A seller typically pays this. So basically we ask the seller, Mr. Seller, if you want to sell this home, here's the price that we're going to give you. And then you're going to help our buyer reduce their rate for a year or two. Right now, because the market is there's not many buyers that qualify, right? Is the word, right? Then sellers right now are, for the ones that do qualify and buy, they're granting large concessions sometimes, and those are used to reduce your payment for the first year or 2 or 3.
And, that is an opportunity in itself for you to purchase a home. Some people have been telling me, Angel, the interest rates are probably going to drop come May, June, July. Okay, I don't have a crystal ball. Yes, do I study and analyze things and listen to certain economists that are experts? But what I say to the individuals that are wanting to wait, I'm going to wait for the interest rates to drop. Well, be careful what you wish for. Right now, you can be sitting in the seat of opportunity where you can potentially buy a house with all these concessions that we've mentioned and purchase a home. And then, as people are saying, the interest rates may or may not drop. You can always refi, call Sergio and talk numbers and make things happen, kind of like what happened to me. You got to remember, I got the house at 4.6, and eventually I was able to refi at 2.8. But I bought with the price when things, you got to remember, the interest rates as they drop, that makes the prices begin to increase. Okay. So when the interest rates go up, that decreases the prices and you get concessions. It's an opportunity. Anything else that you would like to elaborate?
And I think one of the things that we're talking about out in the community, finance community, and it's a saying. It said the saying is marry the house and date the rate.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Is marry the house because the house comes with a debt, a certain amount of debt, which the debt right now is going to be lower, right? And then date the rate means you take the rate as it is today, and then in the future, if a better rate comes along, you let it go. You let the one you refinance, let the one that you have go and refinance to a lower interest rate.
Yeah, because you were just dating that rate.
You were just dating.
You're marrying the house because you're going to live it. It's a long-term investment, right? But date the rate.
It's huge because there is something that we need to focus on in this market is knowing that exactly what Angel said. Once the rates come down, the consumer demand increases, and when that happens, the sellers stop lowering their price, they stop paying concessions, and they start increasing the price of their homes. And that's natural. It's just supply and demand.
That's the way it's been.
It's just supply and demand. So right now, for the consumers that do qualify, and that's the key, is get qualified, and you're going to run into a great opportunity out there.
Very well. Very good opportunities. Anyone wanting more detailed information related to lending side, please feel free to contact Sergio Rodriguez from Guaranteed Rate. He'd be more than happy to receive calls or emails. His information will be disseminated. And if you're looking to purchase or even sell, invest in real estate, please give us a call here at the Grimaldo Group, where we love helping families create wealth through homeownership. Have a very wonderful day. Any last words?
No, Angel.
Good to go. And have a blessed day. And